All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to break down a really powerful two-tool AI workflow that can totally transform your research. We're talking about going way beyond just asking simple questions and actually generating deep, strategic insights in just a few minutes.
So let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like you've just hit a wall with your AI research? You get back a list of links, maybe some basic summaries, but you're still the one doing all the heavy lifting, all the real thinking, trying to connect the dots and actually build a strategy. It kind of feels like you're just scratching the surface, right?
Well, it turns out you're not alone. Most people are actually missing out on about 90% of the potential insights they could be getting. And why is that? It's because they're sticking to just one AI tool. The real magic, the real power, happens when you combine specialists. And the solution we're going to walk through today is this killer combination, Perplexity AI and Google's NotebookLM. When you use these two together, they create this amazing workflow that takes raw, messy information and turns it into structured, strategic gold. The best way to think about this is to see them as a team with really distinct roles. Perplexity is your investigator. It's the one on the ground, scouring the internet for real-time data, digging up all that raw intelligence, and, this is so important, giving you clean, credible sources. Then, NotebookLM comes in as the strategist. It takes everything the investigator found, synthesizes it, analyzes it on a deep level, and helps you generate that final, polished, decision-ready report. Okay, so theory is great, but let's see how this actually works. For our first case study, let's pretend we need to create a high-level strategic report on AI market growth, specifically in the public sector. We need the absolute latest and most credible data out there.
It all starts with a really powerful prompt in Perplexity. Notice, we're not just asking, what's the AI market growth? We're getting super specific. We're telling it the exact time frame to prioritize trusted sources like McKinsey and PwC, and even to summarize the forecasts and limitations of each report. And what we get back is just incredible. This is not just a list of links. Perplexity gives us a ranked breakdown. It pulls out the key findings, and it even analyzes the blind spots of each source. Look at this. It tells us McKinsey is great for adoption data, but kind of weak on public sector specifics, while the World Bank report is amazing for governance. This is genuine intelligence gathering. So here's the entire workflow, boiled down into 4 super simple steps. 1. You give Perplexity that detailed prompt. 2, and this is a pro tip, you ask it for the clean URLs of all the sources it found. 3, you copy and paste those URLs right into NotebookLM. And 4, you tell NotebookLM to generate your report. That's it. Now for the payoff. Inside NotebookLM, we tell it to create a strategic report using the sources we just gave it. And the result? Whoa. It doesn't just give you a summary. It synthesizes all that information into a full-blown plan, complete with an implementation roadmap and key pillars like data and infrastructure. It literally transforms raw research into actionable recommendations. A job that could take weeks is done in minutes. Okay, that was awesome for formal data-driven reports, but what about the messy stuff? For our second case study, let's try to do something really tricky. Uncover real market gaps by analyzing qualitative chatter from places like Reddit. So this is our starting point, a chaotic jumble of raw, unfiltered complaints from founders and entrepreneurs. You know the stuff. Tools cost too much. Integrations are a nightmare. This AI is making more work for me. It's incredibly valuable information, but it's a total mess. So we head back to Perplexity, but we use a different kind of prompt. The key here is changing the search focus to social, to pull from these real conversations. We're basically asking it to be a market researcher for us, to find the pain points, pull direct quotes, and spot the recurring themes in those Reddit threads. Then, after we feed those Reddit links to NotebookLM, we give it this custom mission. We're not using a template here. We're telling it exactly what to do. Draft a marketing gap report. Tell us where current tools are failing, and most importantly, identify the business opportunities hidden in all those frustrations. And just look at the after. It's incredible. NotebookLM took that pile of random complaints and transformed it into a genuine strategic asset. It created a full report that outlines the gap between the hype and the messy reality. It details the 5 biggest pain points. And it even builds a playbook of opportunities and next steps. It literally turned all that noise into a clear signal. So as you can see from these 2 examples, this workflow is so much more than just a way to find information faster. It's really a fundamental shift in how we can approach research. moving from just collecting stuff to creating genuine, structured insight. And that's really the main takeaway here. We have to move beyond just getting a list of links. That's not the goal anymore. By combining an expert investigator like Perplexity with an expert strategist like NotebookLM, you're not just gathering sources, you're generating a coherent analysis that you can use to make smart decisions right away. Now, the most mind-blowing part of all this, the entire process for both of these deep dive case studies can be done in about 10 minutes. This is a complete game changer for anyone doing market research or strategic planning. So the only real question left is, what are you going to build with your first 10-minute report?